Picture this, you're standing there, all the pieces of your life swirling around, and you just know, you know. If you can just grab hold of the right answers, the right tools, the right formula, then everything will fall into place. You'll finally understand, you'll finally feel safe, you'll finally have power. But that's just the illusion. That desperate feeling of control that you're reaching for. Like you're trying to clutch at something that slips right through your fingers, time and time again. Now what if instead of trying to control everything, you just let go? Let go of the grip. Let go of the worry. What would happen if you took a deep breath and stepped into your heart space? What if you trusted more, played more, had more fun? Imagine that. If you could trust, let go of the need for control, and just surrender into joy, what would change? Because that's where the magic happens. It's simple when you connect with your heart, when you stop trying to force your way through life and start flowing with it. Something shifts. That need to control, poof, it's gone, replaced by something better. Something that feels like bliss, real bliss. The kind that fills you up and connects you back to everything, the source, creation. But let's break this down a little. You've been taught, haven't you? Taught that control is power. That knowing everything, understanding it all, is the path to safety. Yet, when you really think about it, does knowing really give you power? Is it that you're afraid of the unknown? Or is it the idea of not knowing leaves you vulnerable? Vulnerable. But vulnerability is strength. When you surrender, that need for control, when you step into your heart space, you don't lose power, you gain it. You don't become weak, you become unstoppable. Because you're tapping into a force greater than anything you can manufacture on your own. The joy of creation, the force of the universe, all available to you. So let's look at the big picture here. Picture this. You're always seeking the perfect grip, that answer, that moment of clarity. And when you think you've found it, do you get a sense of peace? Or does something nag at you? Does that moment really give you control? Or does it just give you more questions? The thing is, the more you try to grasp control, the more it slips away. It's like trying to catch the wind in your hands. You can't. But here's the key. What if that moment, that deep knowing you're seeking, comes not from control, but from letting go? What if it's not about holding on tight, but about opening up to the flow of life, surrendering into it? Here's the part that'll really make your head spin. When you let go, when you stop trying so damn hard, you don't just feel better. You connect to the source. You align with creation itself. That's when things start to happen. The universe doesn't need you to force it into place. It needs you to show up, to be present, to trust. And here's the clincher. When you trust, you stop blocking the flow of life. When you connect to your heart, the stress of control melts away. That's when you truly start creating. Because you're no longer in a tug of war with the universe. You're in flow. But how do we start? How do you make that shift from fear to freedom? Well, first, think of all the times you've been afraid to let go. What did you think you'd lose? What were you afraid of? Was it failure, judgment, not being good enough? Here's the truth. If you keep holding on to that fear, if you keep letting it rule you, you'll keep feeling stuck. It's like being in a cage that you built yourself. The door's wide open, but you're too scared to walk through it. But you're not stuck. It's all in your mind. Your beliefs, they're what shape your reality. You're so used to thinking that control is safety. But it's not. Control is an illusion. Safety is an illusion. And the more you hold on to them, the more you become the prison. Let's take a moment to imagine what life would look like if you truly stepped into your heart space. If you gave up the need to control, what would you do? How would you feel? Think about that feeling. Being fully yourself, relaxed in the flow, trusting the process, creating. You'd feel liberated. You'd feel like you're truly living, instead of just surviving. When you stop needing control, life becomes your playground. Everything becomes a possibility. And that's when the magic happens. Okay, I hear you asking, but what about the risks? What if I let go and things don't work out? Here's where the magic is. Failure doesn't exist, there's only feedback. Think about it. Every moment, every experience is just feedback for growth. The universe doesn't punish you when things don't go as planned. It's just showing you the way. It's refining you, pushing you toward greater things. So instead of fearing failure, lean into it. Let's say you let go of the need for control in your work, in your relationships, in your life. What do you think will happen? Will everything fall apart? Or will you start to notice new opportunities, new perspectives? Will you start to feel more confident? Will your relationships deepen? Will your creativity flow like never before? I'll tell you what will happen. You'll start attracting people, situations and opportunities that are in alignment with your new mindset. You'll stop pushing against the tide and start swimming with it. This is when life starts to unfold for you in ways you could never predict or control. And isn't that the beauty of it? Now don't get me wrong. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a price for holding on to the illusion of control. Every time you fight life, every time you resist, it drains your energy. It keeps you stuck. And let me tell you something, you feel that drain. It's that low buzz in the background that tells you, this is not how it should be. But you don't have to keep going in circles anymore. You can break the pattern. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, take a breath. Close your eyes. Feel into your body. Where do you feel that tightness, that anxiety, that desire to grip harder, hold on tighter? Where is it? Got it? Now picture yourself letting go. Picture yourself releasing all that weight, all that fear, all that need for control. And just breathe. Let it go. Feel it melt away. How does that feel? Do you notice how much lighter you are? How much more open you are? That's the freedom that you've been looking for. That's the bliss that awaits you when you stop fighting life and start creating with it. You've been living with an old belief system, one where you thought you needed control. But guess what? The world doesn't need you to control it. It needs you to create. The second you step into your heart space, trust yourself and let go of that grip, everything shifts. The power, the energy, the opportunities, they start to flow to you. And guess what? You don't have to figure it all out now. Just start one small step, one tiny step, and it'll take you further than all the control that you've been desperately clinging to. Welcome to your new reality.